Hey, what's happening, Roland? Well, hey, today's Friday, and it's really been a good day. This has been a good week. You know, the neat thing about this time of year, this is May. This is the middle of May. This is the what's happening, Roland, for it's the 17th of May. It's a fantastic time to fish. I tell you what's happening right now at Headwaters is so good. Of course, there's a good shiner bite. Of course, there's a good Cinco bite. Of course, there's a good chatterbait bite. But I'll tell you what, there's a better bite. There's a fantastic flipping and pitching bite. And that's what we're kind of concentrating on the last couple of days. Today, I had a perfect student. Now, you might wonder about that, but what this student was his name was Jimmy Green. And Jimmy, bless his heart, he's from the Lake Monroe area on the St. Johns River. He'd caught several bass around the 8-pound class, but he had not really caught any real trophy bass. And today, unfortunately, he had about a 10-pound bass on a shiner. It came up and jumped and wallowed around and got off. But then I said to Jimmy, I said, hey, don't feel too bad, because we're going to go pitch and flip and possibly catch even another big bass, another giant fish that size. But anyway, what we did, we went down to the south part of the lake, and I gave him a 2-ounce weight, and the 2-ounce weight was really, really a big deal, because for someone just learning how to pitch and flip, the heavier the weight, the more control, the more they feel, and the more they go through the hyacinths, the more they go through the mats, and so it's really a big deal for him to have a 2-ounce weight. Now, I used 1.5 ounces and sometimes even 1 ounce. Those weights are kind of even better if you're a more accurate flipper and you can throw in those little bitty holes, and sometimes the lighter weight gets more strikes. But the 2-ounce weight gets the job done, and it's the way to learn. But anyway, I told him how what I like to do in pitching and flipping is that I anchor the rod really good in my stomach. You'll see me do that with an Ugg button. And then, of course, I have a really big, heavy-duty rod. And, the rod that I use I gave him a musky rod. I gave him one that's not even a favorite rod. It's just a musky rod. It's set up for like 80 or 100-pound test. I don't know. It's just a gigantic thing. I put a 2-ounce weight on there, put 70-pound braid. Now, they make braid in all the different sizes. But this one samurai braid, or whatever they call it, is a 70-pound braid. And it's really, really a good braid. And so that's what I used today, was the samurai braid. Anyway, 70-pound, and sometimes you can actually break the line. I've set the hook so hard with those big musky rods, having it anchored in my stomach, and having it just given it my hands are way forward of the reel, and I'm setting the hook really, really hard. I actually break a 70-pound line. I've done that. I did that the other day. But anyway, the deal is I get the job done. I can take, really, with that kind of equipment and that kind of tackle, in those mats of hydrilla and those mats of mainly hyacinths, a big 6 or 7 or even 8-pound bass hits, you can pull them out of there. You can actually jack them right out of that cover. Now, the key to catching them right now, the key is not, everybody pitches in there, they jig it a whole bunch, 10 or 15 times. That's not the key. The key is the second the lure goes in the water, it goes down about 1 foot. That's when the fish nail it. And you have to be ready. You have to have your rod in position. You have to have the reel engaged, ready to set the hook. And so it's as soon as you pitch, you got to have it all set up. And only a few % of the people can do that. But anyway, Jimmy was a good student. And I said to Jimmy, I said, listen, here's the deal. You're going to watch what I'm doing. I get the rod all set up in the right position. As soon as it goes in, I'm ready to set the hook. And that's exactly what he did. He did a really good job. He caught a couple 4s and a 5 and a couple 3s and missed a couple. And I did about the same thing, except I lost one about 7 or 8 pounds. We made a YouTube film out of it. It was really good. The point is, right now, Headwaters is the #1 lake in the state. It's there's actually a guy by the name of Jim Brown. He works for FWC, and Jim goes around to the different lakes and does a creel study. In this creel study, every time I see Jim, I say, Jim, what lake is leading the state right now? And every single time, it's the Headwaters Lake. Headwaters Lake is the hottest lake in Florida. And that's why I'm guiding here. I mean, I could be guiding in Okeechobee. I could be guiding down in South Florida, down where I live in Naples. But instead, I'm 4 hours north. I'm way up here spending a lot of money and finding places to stay and having restaurants to eat in at night and doing all this stuff because the fishing's better. This is the St. Johns River Marsh, and it's part of a 5 or 6 lake complex that feeds the St. Johns River. So just to the south of Headwaters is the Garcia Reservoir. That's a really big lake, about 6,000 acres. And then just to the west of it, just a few just across the levee, is both the Stick Marsh and Farm 13 Lake. And that's a 6,000 acre complex as well. Then to the west of that, a couple miles, 2 miles away, is Kenansville. It's about a 3,000 acre lake. But anyway, to the north, there's Broadmoor and also Three Forks. But anyway, there's all kind of lakes. And there's even a couple lakes that I haven't even mentioned that are part of the drainage for the St. Johns River Marsh. But it comprises the best fishing in Florida. I mean, I've fished the St. Johns, I've fished all the different lakes, I've fished everything, and you just can't beat the Headwaters Lake right now. I'm just so excited about it. The Headwaters is it's alive and well. I mean, you can catch so many fish. I've caught an 8-pound bass almost every day, not quite every day, but one day last week I had 2 8-pounders, and then I had a 7 3/4 yesterday. I had 2 bass today on that were in the 8-pound class and didn't get. So I mean, it's a trophy lake. It's a trophy lake. You can really catch them really well. But anyway, what I'm trying to tell you right now is that the summer fishing here in South Florida or Central Florida is some of the best of the year. I mean, it's people think, well, it's so hot. It wasn't hot today. It wasn't bad. It was kind of cloudy and overcast. It was just gorgeous. And we just caught the heck out of fish, and it was just a fantastic time to fish. But anyway, Headwaters is alive and well, and so is the Stick Marsh, and so is Garcia. But actually, Headwaters is a better lake. That's the #1 lake. Anyway, folks, I really appreciate you tuning in and listen. Hit the likes button. I'm trying to bring you an update of the week. And the shiner fishing's been on fire, but the lure fishing's been just as good. We're catching half and half right now, and I'm guiding pretty much every day. It's just a fantastic time of year to fish. People don't realize the top water activity in the mornings is just fantastic right now. And the flip and bite, like I say, is just, you can't beat the flip and bite. Okay, folks. Hey, hit that likes button. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.